along with the king, you guys are instructed to take care of the captives that are along the coast. Now, I don't have a map of. We'll just kind of visualize this. So, picture a bowl. Okay. Now, we're going to start at the bottom of the bowl, the very bottom of the bowl. Now, the open part towards the top, that's basically open water and the inlet to where the ships can come and go. Now, the bowl itself, the half circle, that's basically representing the shoreline with the cliff of rocks that's several hundred feet down. So you're going to have to scale the walls down to get to the beach. Now, there's going to be several landing points. There's going to be landing points all along the edge of the bowl. Now, the Frogloks and the humans, they're going to take care of the main assault. They're going to start at the very southern point, take out all of the what appears to be this is where all of their living quarters are, all of the orcs that are working and whatnot. So it's been scouted out for the last couple hours since you guys are gone. Now, on the left-hand side of the bowls, where you guys are going to basically scale down and take care of, this is the least populated. There's several large war machines that are stationed there. But there's also one main control. It's like an elevated platform, and there's also like a small cliff overlooking the water. And this is where there's I want to say it's probably their base of operation, because it's described to you as there is a tower, about a 30-foot tower on the very back of this platform that has a lot of flag activity. Now, with your seafaring knowledge, Captain, second time now in the game, you would know that this is probably to command the ships, to command the different workers, and whatnot. So, Vance, I don't think you would know something like that, but with Agnes, with your military experience, and Mordecai with yours, you guys would all be able to come together, and you guys would be able to put two and two together. This is probably where the main commands are being taken. So if there's an all-out assault going on, then that's probably going to be a main objective to probably take out. Because if the orcs aren't getting... The orcs, they're fierce warriors, especially from the Orc Lord. But if they have no commands, they're absolutely almost worthless, because they go by commands. So that's pretty much how it goes. All right, so all this is going on. The Master Sergeant, he actually sends off several more messenger pigeons also. He's writing things out and trying to see if he can find any kind of close by ships from the Armada in the area, but most of them that are already off the coast of Gatron's Point now, but they're not in any fighting condition right now because of everything that's on them. You know what I mean? There's just no way to be able to fight with any of these ships. So the orcs were not part of the equation to what Master Sergeant was looking for. So he's sending out a couple more messenger pigeons to see if there's anything on the northern coast or maybe the northern mainland that could possibly come and help. He can't guarantee anything, but you'll just have to see. Alright, so there's some features of the Orc Stronghold. Now, there's been 12 ships that were basically spotted, well, that were actually counted. 10 being Orc ships, 2 being the Proud Mary and the Emerald Queen. The Emerald Queen and the Proud Mary, they're probably not fit for battle, but there's other dredges in the canal like I was talking about. Now, the walls of the keep are about 30 to 35 feet high. They're made of basically out of the stone from the cliffs, and they've all been carved, stacked, and it's actually a pretty strong fortified position. There's towers, ramparts, ballistas, trebs, war machines on the beach. It's pretty fortified. Now the sand is a hard type of sand from the beach, and they've also spread out all of the sand that they've been dredging out of the water, also sort of making the beach a little bit harder and a little bit easier to travel on than your normal soft sand beach. Now, also the beach itself is about 250 yards in length, and the inlet to the bowl is about 30 to 40 yards, and this is pretty much where most of the, well, actually, this is where all of the ships are. They are in the inlet. So, all right. So that's pretty much all of the details of what is going to be, all of the locations, basically. Now,
All right.
Sure.
I was just gonna ask out of character. Captain, did you tell us like what he assigned us as our mission? Didn't he say something about sending us on like a run for the hostages or whatever?
Yeah, I was gonna do that just after
Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, everybody's
But-
there. You all are there at the table. You're all standing
Yeah,
around
we
the
don't
table.
understand Froglok.
Well, yeah, you're hearing the. Well, you're also communicating with the
the master sergeant.
master
Okay,
sergeant
alright,
and his
alright, never
corporals
mind,
also.
yeah.
So
So I'm kind of a go-between
forgive me
for
then,
them.
forgive me.
But yeah, you probably would have heard everything.
Okay, awesome.
So, Captain, do you think we send Morley and his 88, Morley and the Crazy 88, to take out the
crazy 88.
tower over here where the command center is, and at the same time that me and you and Vance and Agnes and Wilbur go and try to get the prisoners out?
I think didn't you say that they were gonna go with
Yeah,
the Froglok,
they're going to basically
Okay.
sweep the entire
Okay.
eastern side. But the overall goal, yes, Mordecai, the overall goal is to eventually rally around there. But the main thing that they're doing, they are going to not only try to take out all of the orcs in the encampments, but they are also going to lay siege also to this new fortified, this fortified stronghold that they have also. So that's pretty much
Okay.
where the bulk of the force is going. Now on your end, as you can see down on the model, you can see that you're going to be in a pretty you're going to have a pretty covered position when you get down to the beach. Now there are about 8 to 10 war machines that are down on the beach. You're going to have to basically take care of these war machines and then make your way to the tower. Now these war machines, it's a mixture of trebuchets, ballistas, and they're movable. So they have these giant lizards that are pulling them around, and other large large creatures pulling these things around, parking them, able to move them and pivot them. So they're not in a stationary position. These things are they're able to move these things around and get the better angles. Say if there were ships attacking from the sea or from the inlet, they would be able to fire the trebuchets and the ballistas that way. So, or they could probably, and this is something else. They're talking. They'll probably end up facing these things towards the cliff as everyone is scaling down. That's if they're noticed. So it could go bad, but you're going to have to take care of a good number of these war machines, and it's not like there's 10 that are just right next to each other. They're spaced out as you're going down the beach, because the beach itself, like I said, is it's a pretty large beach. So you figure there's 10 war machines before you get there, and probably 10 war machines afterwards. So it's it's going to be pretty fun. It's not looking good. We'll just say that. So
All right.
all right. So there's about another hour, 2 hours before the sun comes up. So everybody's starting to get into positions. The froglogs and the men, they are starting to slowly scale down they're going over the edge. They're scaling down the rocks. They're trying to be as quiet as they can for being in their gear, and they're taking there's probably 40, 50 ropes along here, just lowering men down, and giant lines of men just lowering them down. And you guys are able to get down it. Actually, where you guys are going, it's actually much easier for you to get down because it's the rocks are much larger, and you're kind of able to like kind of angle your way down and slide down one rock and get to another one. So you guys are on the beach basically. Now, basically the signal goes off. Now the battle starts, and the pure silence, is just shattered with all of these horns and just going off, and all of a sudden you hear all this screaming. You can hear the humans, you can hear the Frogloks. They're just going through all of these, just decimating all of these tents and small, I want to say these tent, they're just leather tents with orcs in them, and you can hear orcs screaming, and all of a sudden you can start to see other, you can see lights starting to come on. Well, fire starting to pop up around, and torches all over. So as you guys can see, and now you guys are hearing the sun is starting to come up. Nook, as you scale down the wall, you can see you've scaled down here. You've got lots of cover. There's a very large rock outcropping on your left, and you can see that there are 2 war machines. Now, the war machines just started firing up because now that the sun is starting to come up a little bit, there's starting to be some daylight on the beach. You can see that the battle is definitely going in your favor. Now, you can see that there are a lot of from where you're at as you were climbing down, you had a really nice vantage point of the entire inlet, and you can see that there are a lot of orcs starting to amass out of the stronghold. So it looks like they're basically emptying the stronghold, and it seems like the Frogloks and the humans are doing really well. It looks like they've cleared out a large portion of what appears to be most of the common living quarters for the workers, the orcs that are basically performing all of the labor. They're not skilled fighters, and you can see that. So as the sun's coming, there's very, very, very thick fog, and you can't barely see. You can't even see the as you're coming down the rocks. You can't even see out of the inlet because of all of the fog that's just rolled into the inlet. Now, as the sun comes up a little bit, you guys can see that it's going well for you guys. So this is where you're at as you get down to the bottom of the beach. The sand it's a pretty hard sand, and you can see these 2 war machines. They just started firing up, and they just launched one round. They just volleyed one round of these fiery boulders that are smashing up against basically the escarpment, the embankment that's coming down. And as they're smashing these big giant boulders that are on fire, I mean, it's literally killing, it's killing Frogloks and also soldiers. I mean, these things are basically exploding.
I can't select my token here either, Dave.
Neither can I.
Nope.
I don't understand why. This is weird. I'm having a problem with all of my games in this. I do not know why.
It's not just when we transferred sheets that the tokens assigned were different. It's not that at all.
No,
Okay, I can do that.
I reassigned.
Hey.
I reassigned them all. Once I moved everything over, I reassigned them. I mean,
Try clicking on the arrow in your toolbar in Roll20. Go over and click on that top arrow, and then click on your character and see if it lets you select it.
I already had the arrow selected. Why is it like that, I wonder?
Yeah.
Very strange.
Yeah, let me move mine when I did that.
Yeah, mine's still not working.
I wonder if that happens in Fantasy Grounds. I doubt it, but.
Nope, there we go.
Did I say that? Oh, I didn't say that, did I? Oh boy. Here we go. Okay, so you guys should be able to. You guys had. I mean, your tokens were actually assigned to you. I don't know why you couldn't. You couldn't do it. All right. So, anyways, this is where you guys are at. What do you guys think? You see 2 large orc machines in front of you, several more after that, and then you see this large structure that's sitting about 20 feet over the beach.
I'm gonna ready a crossbow.
I'm gonna take off, sprinting towards the orcs, the closest ones to me over here.
Okay. All right. Well, we will go ahead and roll initiative as you guys. You guys can go ahead and take one round of movement, and then we'll You know, they are on high guard. You know, you can see
Yeah,
these orcs are. There's a lot of orcs picking up the boulders. It takes about 3 or 4 of them to set one of these boulders on top of the arm, and then it launches it. You know, and throws these boulders. And not only are these, but you can see that there's another 8 to 10 of these machines behind these that are all in a large line. They're spaced out. These two are pretty close together, but there's more after this. I mean, you can just see these fiery boulders being just hurled against the embankment of all of these froglocks that are climbing down.
Dave, I want to
Yes,
try to
sir.
remain concealed and use stealth if I can, and try to remain concealed in these bushes.
Sure, you can do that. Just give me a
And-
stealth check. Okay.
We have a round of movement, is what you're saying.
You got a round of movement. That is correct, sir.
Okay. You want initiative now, I guess.
I do. Yep. You know, it looks like there's one controlling like levers on top of these war machines, and you can see that there's a couple of these orcs. One's banging drums in the back, you know, sort of like a tune. One is playing literally one is playing like a bagpipe, and the other is basically playing a flute, what appears to be made out of bone. And all of these orcs are working to this. You know, these are basically commands that they're playing through music, firing and, you know, kind of tilting the machines one way and firing another one. Everybody, you know, the orcs grab these machines, tilt it the other way, and just keep launching these things. You've seen them launch about 3 or 4 different bolts now. So let's go ahead and roll initiative.
I don't have a tracker. I'm just waiting for that.
Are we supposed to add the boom to the initiative? Or is
It's
it-
in
it
there.
should be in there.
I
It
took
should
care of it.
Okay, thank you. Dang, I think that's the best initiative roll I've ever rolled.
I think interesting. All those initiative rolls that I just did, not a single one went to the tracker. And it's in the... What the heck is going on? What the fuck is going on with this shit?
Yeah, I'm selected and everything.
Yeah, absolutely, of course. It's not like I've never used this before or anything. I don't get it. I have no clue. Anyways, I'm going to add them all manually, and then I'll just go right on down the line. That is crazy.
Is it got at tracker? Is that tracker on it?
Yeah, it was working last week, huh? Don't know.
That's okay. We can fight 6 instead, Dave. That'll be acceptable.
Yeah. Don't know why these aren't working. Nothing's working in this shit anymore, man. Whatever. I gotta deal with it too much longer. I'm using something else. All right, looks like we are. Looks like we're done. Wow, Mordecai, nice initiative roll. Let's see. I rolled a let's see, passive perception. Actually, no, they do not see you. It seems like all of the orc are starting to run towards the party. I don't know
Keep
why
those
this
damn
is
dogs away from
not
us,
working.
Cap.
This
Will
is
they?
crazy.
Okay.
Oh well. All right, Mordecai, what are you doing? We got lots to do tonight.
Okay, I'm gonna fire a bow or my crossbow at this orc.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to give you a +2 also as a bonus, because they're actually literally paying no attention to you. All right, so 16 versus armor class is a hit. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, that is not a hit. My bad. It is not a
Don't
hit.
play with my heart like that.
Yeah, sorry about that. It is a miss. My bad. All right, so that's it. You can go ahead and take any other movement that you'd like. Agnes, you're up now.
Can I remain concealed, or is there a check I have to run to check to see whether or not I can
No, they've
remain
they've
concealed?
already seen you. Now that you've let an arrow loose, you've basically alerted them of your presence because you were hiding in the bushes. You can still remain in the bushes, but you're not going to have the same effect or advantageous position that you would have had.
I'm going to go ahead and move then. I'm
Okay.
actually going to move here.
Okay. All right,
Alright.
Agnes.
I'm gonna run up to the one that Mordecai just shot at.
All right. Yeah, you can tell that there's a lot of mooks around here. Your attack with your longsword is a miss, Agnes, at 12 versus AC. Anything else for you? You guys are off
And
to
again,
Oh,
a...
yeah.
+2 to my AC until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
I know you know what you're doing, Dave, but don't forget I had 3 miss damage on that miss.
Okay, well, next time just remind me.
Okay. So did Agnes.
I don't know if they're mooks or not. The mooks don't.
Yeah,
take
they're
this
definitely mooks, but that's
Mooks,
yeah.
mooks don't take miss damage? Okay.
No. Okay, so we've got some mooks now. Now the first mook is actually the one that's on you, Agnes, is the one that attacks. Seems like he was the one to get the best jump of all of the orcs, and attacks. And that is a 13 versus armor class, which is a miss. That's it. Next mook. Moves up here and throws a rock at you, Agnes. Uh, 19 versus armor class, probably a miss, right?
Yeah, it is a miss.
Okay. Next one moves up, attacks with a really obsidian. It's a beautiful obsidian edged knife. Not that I'm not saying it's magical or nothing. It's just a very nice, high quality obsidian knife. Okay, so the attack on you is a 20 versus armor class.
And it's a miss.
All right, that's it for him. All right, so one of these orcs with the looks like he's playing a pipe. This battle screamer. I will go ahead and do a ranged attack on you. Looks like he's starting to do some type of march and chant and
Looks more like a jig.
yeah, exactly.
You talking about this guy?
Nope, this guy back here. Right back here.
The pale green fellow.
Yep.
Okay.
Cracking a whip, and he puts his whip away and pulls his flute out and attacks you. This is versus magical defense. I'm sorry, it's versus MD, so that's 25 on MD. So you're going to take 8 damage, and one nearby orc ally will get to do some additional damage on its next turn. So, all right. So one of these orcs is inspired. So next up, this orc here, playing drums, moves up. As another firebolter takes off. Okay, stops here, and looks like he is targeting the captain, and he is playing his drum instrument. And captain, that is a 15 versus magical defense.
That is a hit.
Okay, so you're going to take 8 damage, and as a free action, one of my nearby orc allies can move or make a basic attack that doesn't trigger special abilities. Okay, cool. So I will go ahead and make this orc here attack Agnes as a free attack. And missing with an 11 versus armor class. So that is it for this drum user here. Vance, you're up. You see several orcish troubadours in your your line of sight there, Vance.
I'm studying their music and trying to incorporate it into my own. I'm gonna slide back over here. I'm gonna do my song of heroes. All right, everybody. I know the odds are quite overwhelming, but do take heart.
Nobody's
Man,
hitting anyone.
It's got you.
Well, I've hit a couple times.
Okay, so everybody
Look
gets
at
a
that.
+1.
Nice macro, Vance.
Plus 1
Studley.
to their attack rolls. Yeah, I'm packing. All right, and this guy here. All right, I don't like the sound that damn drum of yours makes. You just go away. Leave us be. All right, let's do a battle chance. I get a +1 from that. Okay. 26 versus magical defense. There.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a hit.
Alright, and as that was a 16 or higher, let me see which champ that. I'm gonna give old Agnes a +2 to her AC. Hold on, I have it here. Yeah, so Agnes, your AC is up by an additional +2.
Alright, so
Okay.
she's +2 AC, +2 PD. So, what damage does it do to the drum
Oh yeah, I
user?
forgot about the PD. Yeah, I'm dealing damage now. Here you go. Here you go, buddy. Don't get too anxious now. Here, I'm gonna get you.
Ooh.
7 thunder damage. A little bit of blood starts trickling from his nose.
Alright, an
And,
orc
that's-
makes a
that's it
line,
for me.
a beeline to the back.
Away from me, fellow.
Attacks you with an obsidian knife.
A nice knife. Don't let Mordecai see that. He'll pocket it.
13 versus armor class. He is a connoisseur of knives, isn't he? I think that's a, yeah, it is a miss. Next up,
Yeah, that didn't hit. I'm surrounded by orcs, Captain. Help me.
alright, going to Mordecai. 18 versus armor class on Mordecai. I think that's probably a hit, right?
Is a hit.
Alright, so you're going to take 4 damage. And you will take an additional bit of damage here. You'll take 1 more additional damage because he has another ally close by. Alright. Ooh, and that's for every ally close by. Holy shit, that's really nice. Alright, so that's it for him. Next, I have another one of these orcs comes here, kind of skirts along the edge of the tree. He is playing a flute, and it looks like he is attacking, which is a ranged attack.